Okay, so as in the last video, we have completed the section 3, formation of company. Now and section 3A, members severally liable in certain such cases, in case of reduced members. Now we are going to learn section 7, incorporation of company, in which we will learn the procedure to be followed for incorporation of a company. The steps involved in the process of incorporation are enumerated in this figure. You can say this figure? Yeah. They have mentioned steps, 9 steps to incorporate a company. The first one is determine the nature of the company which you need to be, which you want to be incorporated. The nature of the company could be private limited, public limited, OPC, or Section 8 company. Then reservation of the name by filing an application. First of all, you need to reserve the name for your company by filing an application to the ROC. Then you have to draft and sign the memorandum of association and articles of association. Once drafting and signing of MOA and AOA has been done, then you have to submit the MOA and AOA to ROC, and you have to submit consent of person nominated as first directors, then submission of statutory declaration of compliances, then you have to pay fees and amount of stamp duty, and then obtain certificate of incorporation, then file declaration about the address of registered office. It is also required to submit a declaration that all the subscribers have paid the value of shares agreed to be taken by him, apart from filing of verification of registered office before the commencement of business. Now, filing of the document. Filing of the documents and information with the registrar. Subsection 1. Section 7, subsection 1, we are going to learn the filing of the documents and information with the registrar, which documents need to be filed with registrar, and which information to be filed with registrar for incorporation of a company. So this subsection deals with an application for registration of a company shall be filed with the registrar within whose jurisdiction the register office of the company is proposed to be situated. In SPICE Plus form, long form is simplified pro forma for incorporating company electronically plus. This form name is INC-32 along with the fee as provided under the company's registration offices and fees rules 2014, accompanied by following documents and information. Now, the duly signed memorandum of association and articles of association. So first document that we need to submit to the ROC is duly signed MOA and AOA. So the memorandum, that is EMOA in form number INC-33 and article EAOA in form number INC-34 of the company so furnished shall be duly signed by all the subscribers to the memorandum in the manner prescribed by Rule 13. Subscribed by all the members all the subscribers to the memorandum. Then in the manner prescribed by Rule 13 of the Companies Incorporation Rules 2014 as stated below. First one, each subscriber shall add his name, address, a description, and occupation, if any, in presence of at least one witness who shall attest the signature and shall sign and add his name, address, description, and occupation, if any. Where a subscriber is illiterate, he shall affix the thumb impression or mark which shall be described as such by the person writing for him, who shall place the name of the subscriber against or below the mark and authenticate it by his own signature, and he shall also write against the name of the subscriber the number of shares taken by him. The type written or printed particulars of the subscribers or and witnesses shall be allowed as if it is written, so long as appends signature or thumb impression. C. Where the subscriber is a body corporate, the memorandum and articles of association shall be signed by a director, officer, or employee of the body corporate duly authorized in this behalf by a resolution of the board of the directors. Where the subscriber is a LLP, it shall be signed by a partner of the LLP duly authorized by a resolution approved by all the partners of the LLP. Note, in either case, C or D stated above, the persons who authorized shall not at the same time be the subscriber of the memorandum and articles of association. The person who has mentioned in clauses C and D, in cases C and D, either it is in body corporate or LLP, the director partner approved, authorized by the board of directors or all partners of LLP respectively should not at the same time be a subscriber to the memorandum or articles of association. Now, E. Where the subscriber or to the memorandum is a foreign national residing outside India, his signature and address on the memorandum and articles of the association and proof of identity shall be notarized by the notary public with a certificate. Further, if such person residing in a country outside the Commonwealth or which is not a party to the Hague Apostille Convention 1961, the certificate of the notary public shall be authenticated by diplomatic or consular officer. Now, when a subscriber to the memorandum is a foreign national residing outside India but visited in India and intended to incorporate a company, in such case the incorporation shall be allowed if he or she is having valid business visa. Valid business visa. In case the person is of Indian origin or overseas citizen of India, requirement of a business visa shall not be applicable. Now, practical insight, let's see. This is the extract from Memorandum of Association of XYZ Limited, XYZ means Infosys Limited. Corporate identification number, this is this. Now, here they have mentioned. So it should be duly signed by all the subscribers. So we, the several person whose names and addresses are subscribed below are desirous of being formed into a company in pursuance of this memorandum of association, and we respectively agree to take the number of shares in the capital of the company set opposite to our respective names. Here, signature, name, address, description, and occupation of subscriber. This is Narayan Nagwara Ramarao Narayana Murthy, the son of Nagavara Ramarao. So here it is the first name and family name Narayana. So the Murthy. So the first name and family name they have mentioned over here. Father's name or mother's name, address, the description, and occupation. Occupation have mentioned here. And against their name, they have mentioned the number of equity shares taken by the subscriber. And here they have given signature, name, address, description, and occupation if any of the witness in this section. Okay, now they have also mentioned date over here. So it is dated and duly signed by the subscribers and signed by the witness. Now, second thing that we need to see, we need to file with the registrar, that is the declaration of compliance by professional, this is external, and director, manager, or company secretary. Okay, these are internal. So professional, what declaration they have to give? A declaration that all the requirements of this act and the rules made thereunder in respect of registration and matters incidental or incidental thereto have been complied with and shall be filed in form number INC-8 by an advocate, a chartered accountant, cost accountant, company secretary in practice, advocate, chartered accountant, cost accountant, and company secretary in practice who is engaged in the formation of the company, and a person named in the articles as director, manager, secretary of the company should have to file this declaration of compliance. So they have complied with the uh, the the rules and the requirements of this act and the rules made thereunder in respect of registration and the matters precedent and incidental thereto have been complied with shall be filled in form number INC-8. So this declaration that all the requirements of this act and the rules made thereunder in respect of registration and matters precedent and essential thereto have been complied with shall be in form number INC-8. Okay. By whom? An external, an advocate, chartered accountant, cost accountant, or company secretary in practice. And for internal, the person naming the articles as director, manager, or company secretary. Now, third thing, the declaration by subscribers to the memorandum and person named as first directors. A declaration in form number INC-9 from each of the subscribers to the memorandum and from person named as first director, if any, in the articles stating that all the documents filed with registrar for registration of the company contain information that is correct, complete, and true to the best of his knowledge and belief. To the best of his knowledge and belief. And he is not convicted of any offense in connection with the promotion, formation, and management of any company, or is not found guilty of any fraud or misdemeanors and of any breach of duty to any company under this act or any previous company law during the last 5 years. Now, here the fourth point, that fourth thing that you need to on to file with the registrar, that is address for correspondence. Now register office has not been set up, so the address for correspondence should be given till its registered office is established. Then keep particulars of person name as first directors. So who the persons who have been who name as will name as the first director in the articles, the particulars should be given. First one is his name, including surname, family name. Then the director identification number, name, director identification number. Then address and nationality, and such other particulars, including proof of identity. So it is also Nanda. What is name, address, nationality, and DIN? Nanda. Personal. Okay. I have proof of identity of each person and including proof of identity. Mentioned in the articles as first director of the company and his interest in other firms or bodies corporate, along with his consent form number DIR2. He also has to give consent in form number DIR2. What do you consent? proof of identification. Then you have to give consent in Dir-2 uh, to act as a director of the company. You have to give consent to act as a director of the company. Shall be filled in form number DIR2. DIR12. So in DIR12 form, you have to give his name, including surname, then DIN, that is director identification number. Then he has to give address, then proof of identity, nationality, and proof of identity. Then he has to get details of the company, information, the articles of the person, and his interest in other firms. So it's for Nandi. Nandi. So what is he has also has to disclose his interest in other firms or body corporates. So in the form number DIR2 with DIR2 the consent to act as a director of the company. Okay, so see we'll see C Nandi. Where's the PC Nandi? Okay, proof of identity and consent and this Nandi. Okay, now along with the fees as provided in the company's registration offices and fees rules 2014. Now, particulars of the subscriber to the memorandum. Now, once we have given we have given the particulars of the person and name as first director, then we have to give the particulars of subscribers to the memorandum. Again, name including you have to give nothing you have to give. Then and even D you have to remove because there for subscriber there is not DIN. So what we will do? We will keep Nandi as it is. So here name including what? Surname or family name. Then E for address. So address to permanent and present. Permanent and present. Name with father name is also have to give. So name, father's name, then address, permanent account number, date of place, permanent residential address, and present address. So address, permanent residential address and present address. Then you have to give here nationality. So we have given nationality also. If the subscriber is a foreign national, in that case, he has to give proof of nationality. Okay. Then date of birth, then place of birth, date of birth and place of birth, then qualification and occupation, the permanent account number, PAN, and residential proof, so PAN and Aadhaar. So here he has to give PAN number, then permanent account number, then he has to give Aadhaar as a residential proof. And now Aadhaar is the um, residential proof, and then you can do bank statement, electricity bill, and telephone or mobile bill provided. Bank statement or telephone or mobile bill shall not be more than 2 months old. Okay, so this is also important. Not be more than 2 months old. Okay, now then email ID and phone number. Education qualification, obligation, harassment, residential proof and proof of identity. Residential proof, different proof of identity. You have to give Aadhaar. Residential proof, you have to give this only bank statement, eligibility, or telephone or mobile bill. Okay, now if the subscriber is already a director or promoter of the company, in the particulars relating to the name of the company and CIN and whether interested as a director or promoter. Let me you. So for first director, we use CP Nandi, consent, proof of identity, name, including surname or family name, then the address, then the DIN, director identification number, then nationality, and then we give his interest in other LLP and body corporates. So, and his consent to act as a director in form number DIR2, and all these details in form number DIR12 need to be filed with registrar during the process of incorporation. Then, in case of subscriber, here the particulars he has to give, that is name, Nandi, he has to give the name. E for address should be permanent residential address and present address. then nationality, then his interest, yeah, if he is the director or promoter of in any company, then the name of the company and then corporate identification number of that company. Now interest has been done, and then D for D. So N D DI. So D we will now take in case of what you can in case of subscriber, and then C they have then date of birth and place of birth, date of birth, place of birth, qualification or occupation. Then you have to be permanent, account number, then phone number, email and phone number, email ID and phone number, PAN number, then Aadhaar number as a proof of identity, and one is residential. Residential, what you can say, residential proof that you have to. Then here you get Euro. So what you have to do, Euro, and this C should be converted into B. So Nandi Europe. So in Europe, so E for what? Email ID and phone number. U for, so you can see how to remember this. For subscriber, he has to give this particular Euro Nandi. This should be B. Okay, Europe. So name, including family name and surname. A for address, N for nationality, D for nothing, R for interest, means if she's the director or promoter of any other company, and then the name of the company and CIN of the company. Then E for email ID and phone number, U for UID, Aadhaar, proof of identity, and receipt proof of residence, bill, light bill, not more than 2 month old. Then mm, I think we already have been covered. Then P for PAN number, and P for date of birth and place of birth. Now let me see. G has been doubled. Actually, this is O. Then Europe. So O for, what is O for occupation, qualification, educational qualification, occupation. So now the Europe you need to add for the particulars of subscriber. Got it? Now let's move to the seventh point, that is where the subscriber to the memorandum is a body corporate, then the following particulars shall be filled with registrar. With the registrar, sorry. Subscriber to the memorandum is a body corporate. In case of body corporate, name for everyone. So what the body corporate have along with name, it has a CIN. And in case of director, there is a DIN. In case of corporate, there is a CIN, corporate identity number. And if so we have given name CIN. But if the body corporate is not a company, is any other body corporate, it can be cooperative society or something, whatever be the case. In that case, we have to take registered number, CIN or register number. In that case, we have to take register number. Then we have to take GLN. I don't know what it is here. Okay, so but GLN, if any, mention it. Hey Siri. Okay, GLN. Then register office. Okay, so, means we'll see GLN means global location number, a unique 13-digit number, and used to identify physical and legal entities in business transaction. GLNs are a part of a GS1 system and help to improve supply chain visibility. So I think you come across GLN number in, we can say Amazon. Amazon will ask for GLN number. I think I had come across this number. Okay, so GLN is this global location number. Okay, GLN, if any. So GLN, if any. So I say name, GLN, then register office, address or principal place of business. So we address. In case of a corporate, if it is a company, then register office address, and if it's other than the principal place of business. Okay. Now email ID. Then, if the body corporate is a company, certified fully copy of the board of resolution specifying inter alia the authorization to subscribe MOA. So resolution for subscribe to subscribe the MOA, and second one is to authorize a person, director or officer or employee to subscribe that memorandum. So appointment of director that he for- if the body corporate is LLP, for example. Here, if the body corporate is company certified true copy of the board resolution specifying inter alia the authorization to subscribe to the memorandum of association. Means body corporate have to assign, have to authorize director, employee or officer of the company to subscribe the memorandum, because body corporate is artificial entity. It could not subscribe. For that, it needs some director, officer, or employer, which is authorized by the board of directors. So that resolution we need to buy. If it is the LLP, then the resolution approved by all partners of the partners specifying inter alia the authorization to subscribe the MOA. So that resolution we need to take. And in case of foreign bodies, corporate, the details relating to the copy of certificate of incorporation of the foreign body corporate and the register office address. In case of foreign bodies corporate, their certificate of incorporation and their address that you have to get. So here we have to keep in mind that gear, yeah, near gear. You can keep in mind that's near gear. That is near name, N for name, G for GLN, global location number, and E for you have to give E for email ID, then A for address, and the register office address or a principal place of business, and R for resolution. When if it is a body corporate, then the resolution authorized by board of directors. If it is LLP, then the resolution authorized by the all partners of the LLP. That resolution, and then for if it is a any name and CI number or a registered number, and if it is a foreign company, they you should need to keep in mind. And then if it is a foreign company, then certificate of incorporation and name, the registered address of the company. Now you have done all 7 documents that need to be filed with registrar for incorporation of company under this comes under Rule 13. Now we will see as per Rule 12 of the company's incorporation rules 2000. As per rule, so as per Rule 12 of the Companies Incorporation Rule 2014, in case any of the objects of a company requires registration or approval from the sectoral regulators such as RBI and SEBI, then such registration or approval shall be obtained by the proposed company before pursuing such objects, and a declaration in this behalf shall be submitted at the stage of incorporation. So, in case some companies need a approval of the regulators such as RBI and SEBI, in that case, such registration or approval shall be obtained by the proposed company before pursuing such objects, and a declaration in this behalf. So it has to first get that approval, and then that declaration in this behalf shall be submitted at the stage of incorporation. In case of company being incorporated as Nidhi company, the declaration by the central government The declaration by the central government under Section 406 of the Act shall be obtained by the Navy before commencing the business, and declaration in this behalf shall be submitted at the stage of incorporation by the company. Then issue of certificate of incorporation or registration. The registrar, on the basis of the documents and information filed, shall register all the documents and information in the register and issue a certificate of incorporation. So what register has to do? Just take all basic basis of documents, register on the basis of documents, And he has to take the document declaration and particulars and shall register all documents and information in the register of companies and issue a certificate of incorporation in form number INC-3. This is INC double one, that is 11, INC 11. This is important to the effect that the proposed company is incorporated under this act, and certificate of incorporation shall mention the permanent account number. This permanent account number of the company where if it is issued by the income tax department. Now here you can see Government of India, Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Here the title certificate of incorporation. Here the mention of ROC. This is ROC from Delhi. The company name is Darpan Technologies Private Limited. And here the address of ROC, fourth floor, that's what. And here they have mentioned under which section we have given this certificate of incorporation pursuant to the subsection 2 of section 7 of the Companies Act 2013 and the rule 8 of the Companies Incorporation Rules 2014. I hereby certify that the Darpan Technologies Private Limited is incorporated from 11 day of the December 2015 under the Companies Act 2013, and that the company is limited by shares. The CN of the company is blah 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 blah. So we'll see it is 21 digit alphanumeric number, which first digit shows whether this it is unlisted or listed. If it is unlisted, it will be U. If it is listed, then it will be L. Then this 5 digits are random digit. In this two alphabetical digits shows the state or union territory. EL for Delhi, MH for Maharashtra, KE for Karnataka, in such a way. Okay, now this is the state code. And after this is the year of incorporation. This 4 digit will be year of incorporation. This 4 digit will be year of incorporation. And these the three alphabets will be PTC, like private limited company, PLC into public limited company, then OPC for one person company, then FTC is a foreign company, then GOI is equal to a government company. Okay, now this is signed by this is digital signature. This is digital signature of ROC, and this is the stamp, and this is the name and the designation of the ROC, and here is the address of the company. Okay, now here they have mentioned the certificate contains the name of the company, the date of its issue, CIN, corporate identity number, and the signature and of the register with the seal. Here is the seal. The certificate of incorporation is evidence of the registration, the existence of separate legal entity with a perpetual succession. Its effects are highlighted by section 9. We will later on. Okay, now, earlier the certificate of incorporation considered as a conclusive proof. But as per the Companies Act 2013, certificate of incorporation is not conclusive proof of everything prior to incorporation being in order. Subsection 6 and 7 of the section 7 signifies this understanding. Allotment of the corporate identity number on and from the date mentioned in the certificate of incorporation, the registrar shall allot the company a corporate identity number, which shall be a distinct identity for the company and which shall also be included in the certificate of incorporation. CIN is a 21 alpha numeric digit based unique identification number comprising data sections and elements that reveals the basic aspect about the company. We have already seen that. And maintenance of copies of all documents and information. The company shall maintain and preserve copies of all the documents and information as originally filed at its register office till its dissolution under this act. Now, furnishing of false or incorrect information or suppression of material fact at the time of incorporation. If during the incorporation it's come to the notice of ROC, then in that case, if a person furnishes any false or incorrect particulars of any information or suppresses any material information of which he is aware in any of the documents filed with the registrar in relation to the registration of company, he shall be liable for action for fraud under section 447. Now, company already incorporated by furnishing any false or incorrect information or representation or by suppression of any material fact, then post incorporation. In case of post incorporation, then where at any time after the incorporation of a company, And here you can say, I owe you. Let's see. Incorporation of company, it is true that the company has been got incorporated by furnishing false or incorrect information, then suppressing any material fact of or information sent in any of the documents or declaration filed or made for incorporating such company or a fraudulent action. So you have to say by any fraudulent action, the promoters, the person named as the first directors, promoters, the person named as first directors of the company, and the persons making a declaration under this section shall be liable for action for fraud under section 447. An order of the tribunal. And what about company? Order of the tribunal. Where a company has got incorporated by, then there would be by publishing false or incorrect information or representation or by suppressing any material fact or information written in any of the document or declaration filed or made for incorporating such company or by any fraudulent action, then the NCLT Tribunal, National Company Law Tribunal, on being satisfied that the situation so warrants, in response to an application made to it, may pass an order as it may deem as may deem fit, including regulation of the management of the company, including changes, if any, in its memorandum and articles in public interest and in the interest of the company and its member and creditors, or direct that liability of the members shall be unlimited, or direct removal of the name of the company from the register of the companies, then winding up of the company. Provided that before making any such order, the company shall be given any reasonable opportunity of being heard given a reasonable opportunity of being heard in the matter, and the tribunal shall take into consideration the transaction entered into by the company, including the obligations, if any, contracted or payment of any liability. Tribunal means National Company Law Tribunal, NCLT, constituted on 1st June 2016 under Section 408 of the Companies Act 2013, and the NCLT is a quasi judicial body in the India that adjudicates issues relating to the companies in India. The certificate of incorporation is not the conclusive proof with respect to the legality of the objects of the company mentioned in the objects clause of the memorandum of association. As such, if a company has been registered whose objects are illegal, then the incorporation does not validate the illegal objects. In such a case, the only remedy available is to wind up the company. So this is the procedure to register or incorporate a company in India under Companies Act 2013. Thank you.